Hi there, my name's Tim Walter. I'm a geomancer and a life coach. What I want to do today actually is to just take you through some of the things that I do for my clients when I give them a detailed geomancy report on their house. I'm going to do this with the floor plan of our own particular house. We've moved in here about 6 weeks ago. So, hello there. I just wanted to interrupt that because that was 18 months ago when I recorded that. Now I do want to say and stress that that was a genuine interrogation of a floor plan for dowsing to illustrate just exactly what was going on in our house at the time, 6 weeks after we moved in. This is a long video. What I suggest is that you just skip through it to the bits that you find interesting. But if you really want to see how I do the geomancy on somebody's house, and just stick with it. The overall feeling of this house at the moment is it's lovely, absolutely lovely, and I did a general clearing of it before we moved in, which is great. So the atmosphere here is fantastic, but there is this residual feeling of every task we try to do is really, really difficult. It's harder than it need be. So we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping that we'll get some real life examples of the way that the floor plan reflects the reality of the person that's living in the property. So we're just going to see how this goes, and the first thing I need to do actually is to meditate briefly to tune in to this floor plan and to this place. It's quite interesting because actually even as I just focus here now, I'm getting really strong tinglings and a presence, a real presence, a loving presence, a real presence here, tingling all over, absolutely goosebumps. And this office in particular has been a remarkable place to meditate. We're in the oldest part of the house, and this is 500 years old. That inevitably has something to do with the way it feels, of course, but we're way out in the countryside here. We're quite remote, and there is a real feeling that the life force of nature has a bearing here in everything that we're doing as occupiers of this particular house. And part of that life force of nature, of course, is spirit of people, spirit of personality, spirit of all living things that flows across the land. So I've done a protection exercise, which I always do, which is quite important to do, and I've asked for the assistance and we're ready to go. So we're going to ask, so there's 40 or so questions that we're going to ask, which is a typical list that I go through for a client, and I'm dowsing, and that's what I'm using to basically emphasise. And dowsing is a form of intuition, which I talk about in other videos. So the first question, are there any ghosts, spirits or trapped souls present within this building? No, they've already been cleared. There are 3 site guardians for this house, is that correct? There's the guardian energy of personality, there's the spirit of place, and there's the spirit of the house. So I'm getting a negative on the spirit of house, is that correct? Yes. So therefore I'd like to ask some questions about the guardians. Is the guardian energy personality, in other words, at Ludlow House it was a lady called Jane. Here, is it a male or a female entity? Yes. because of course they can't answer. Dowsing always gives a yes or no response, so it says a yes, but I was also thinking about Jane. So is the guardian energy here a person? Is it actually my spirit guide? No, it's not. So therefore, is it a male? No, it's a female, yes. Is it Jane again? No, it's not. Okay, so we have a female guardian energy personality here, which again is very motherly and very ancient in terms of her age and her possession, her being. She's actually associated with, no, she's not associated with the house. Was she ever incarnate? Yes, she was. I hate to say this, but is she actually Mother Mary, Holy Mother Mary? So, okay, well that's quite, okay, an aspect of her is a good enough way to describe it. And I need to think about what that means to me. So if I'm dowsing that Holy Mother Mary of Jesus, basically, now is a guardian energy of this house, that to me is fairly bizarre. But I'm used to getting bizarre things, bizarre results. But what that says to me and what was coming through there was that I need to then look at what that means to me. That's the whole point about all of this stuff, is it's symbolic, life is symbolic. So what does that mean to me? Mother of Jesus being here as a guardian energy of this space, apart from it being awesome. Okay, so let me just make a note of that. So what I just want to say about that is that clearly the notion that Mother Mary of Jesus might be the guardian energy of this house, if we take that as a real scenario, then quite frankly it's ridiculous. So these sort of things really need to be taken as symbolic, because otherwise they just don't make sense. Because I personally, in my belief system, do not accept that that sort of thing would be possible. However, if I was doing that for a client, what I would be talking about would be, let's look at how this relates to you. From my personal point of view, it related very much about the mother figure. Because as I say in the description below, the purchase of this house was very much tied up with my mother passing away. And so actually to have the guardian energy figure here within the house being represented by perhaps the ultimate mother figure, then to me that makes perfect sense. And to move on to the spirit of place. The spirit of place is like the spirit of genius loci, the spirit of the land. Is the spirit of place happy? Is there anything we need to do? The spirit of place is happy, and there's nothing we need to particularly do. The spirit of the house, is the spirit of the house happy? No. Okay. So the spirit of house isn't happy. The spirit of the house itself, the fabric of the building, isn't happy. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Is it because we haven't talked to it since we've moved in? No. Is it because there are things that have been done that it doesn't understand? Yes. Is it the work that we've done since we've moved in? No. Is it the work that was done by the previous owner? No. Was it stuck? So has the spirit of the house actually been unhappy for many, many decades? Is that correct? Yes. So can we go approximately back in time to find out when the spirit of the house became unhappy about what was being done to it? Yes, we can. So do we have to go, let's start from the beginning. The house is approximately, the oldest part of the house is approximately 500 years old, is that correct? Yes, it is. Therefore, how soon after 500 years ago, in other words, after the house was first built, did the spirit of the house become unhappy and confused and not like what was being done to it? Please tell me. Yes. So, more than 100 years after the house was built? No. Oh, so within the first 100 years of the house being built, the spirit of the house became unhappy. Now why was that? Because it changed its use. There was something about the ownership. The person that built the house didn't stay here very long, is that correct? And therefore many changes were made to that. No, not many changes. The person that lived here second, yes, did things here that the house did not approve of. Is that correct? Did not approve of is a moral judgment, and therefore it can't answer it. Is that correct? Yes. there were changes made to the house within the first 100 years of existence that the house did not approve of. Is that correct? No. That the house was confused by? Yes. The house wasn't consulted on. Is that correct? Yes. Has anybody consulted on? Yes, they have. Right, okay. So people have consulted the house since, right, okay, but in the first 100 years the house was not consulted. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Are we able to rectify this problem with the spirit of the house? Does the spirit of the house acknowledge that there is a problem here? No. So therefore all you have done is to give us information about the house? Yes. Is there a way that we can help the spirit of house feel happier? Yes. By simply talking to the house itself? Yes. Is there anything that the house itself, the fabric of the house, needs us to do? Yes. We need to change the windows? Yes. We need to change the roof? No. Okay. Is the house happy with the heating system that we've put in? Yes, very. Is the house happy with the hot water system that we've put in? And the cold water supply? Yes. Okay. Is the house happy with all the work that we've done so far? No. Okay. Because we've still got leaks? Yes. And the house is sorry about these leaks? Yes. Well, this is not your fault? Yes. Okay, so which I will find out shortly. So basically it's saying, the house is saying that it is sorry that it was giving leaks, which is still here in the office at the back, but I will find out more about that as we go through the report, is what they're saying. Okay, so do we need to look at the human manifested forms? Alright. Are there any lower animal life forms attached to? Are there any cords? Yes, there are. Okay, so is this psychic cords that I have? Yes. Okay, so is this a psychic cord to my mother? Yes. Is this from my mother? No. Is this from me to my mother? Yes. Okay. My mother recently departed life, and I think I've probably still set up I've still got a detrimental cord attached to her, so I need to just sort that out, which I will do in the healing session a little later. Okay. So now we look at the actual building, which is perhaps more relevant for what we're doing today. Now, water veins, we're looking for detrimental aspects that show up on the floor plan. I'm only looking for detrimental ones because that's what we adjust and change and harmonise, and these are the things that hold people back in life. So here we ask, is there any underground water that's detrimentally affecting the property and or the people within Storthwaite Hall? No, so there's no underground water adversely affecting anybody in the thing, and no underground water at all affecting the house detrimentally. Okay, I'm quite surprised by that, but that's good. Geological fault lines we move on to. Okay, so are there any detrimental influences being exerted? Is the fabric of the building safe and sound, and is the house affected by technopathic stress? Are the occupants affected by technopathic stress? Yes. Okay, so we're going to show where these technopathic stress items are. They'll be indicated on the floor plan. Now, what I do for my own benefit, really, more than anything else, and it's just become a habit now, is I actually shut my eyes and I tend to twist the floor plan, so I don't know whether it's the right way up or upside down. I know it's approximately horizontal, and what I'll say is I'm going to go along the, I think that's not horizontal, so that now is horizontal. I'm going to go along the horizontal axis with my finger, and the pendulum will indicate when to stop, and then I will do the vertical axis, and that will be the point where the first technopathic stress item is situated. I'm using the ground floor plan, but it could be on the first floor. First of all, I want to actually identify how many items creating technopathic stress for us are there within the house. 1, 2, 3, 3 items. Okay, so the 3 items, I'll just open my eyes, the 3 items. So I'm just going to turn that again. This is just so that I don't really know where I'm going along the horizontal axis first. Okay, here we go. There it is. So there. Now, of course, I have to open my eyes when I want to make a mark. And I know exactly what this is because I've just. So now I'm going to go down on the vertical axis, and it's right there, which is there. Okay, I know what that is. That is the. I'm going to put that right there. Pretty sure that that is the satellite dish. 22. Take the satellite dish, right. Next one. So I'm just going to turn the map. It all gets a little bit kind of like blind man's buff. Let's get it horizontal. Going to go across the horizontal first. So here we go. Looking for the second technopathic object. Is it here? No. About there. Oh. Now I'm confused because I've gone horizontally across. Okay, so horizontal. I've gone. So no, I'm just going to go up. Show me where it is. So this is interesting because this is just outside the front door. Oh. Okay. This is actually, I'm going to put it here anyway. I'm going to indicate it right here because this is where it was. But I think I know what that's referring to. 22.2. Is this actually referring to the porch? This is referring to the porch. So this is this is where the. See, I'm a bit off on this one actually. I will go and look outside the porch because there may be a cable going in or a mains cable coming in from that corner. But I think it's to do with all the circuit boards and stuff that are in the porch. Okay. Negative, is it a negative just for me? No, for both of us. Third item, going across on the plan, looking for the technopathic stress, please. And then going down again. Same place. Interesting. So, is that all on technopathic stress? Right, so is the property affected by human interference lines? No. Is there any influence of black magic within the property? Yes. Okay, so there has been black magic practiced here within the property. Okay, how many places within the property are still affected by the historical practice of black magic? Is it one? Is it more than one? No, just one. Okay, so let's find that. We'll use the black because the black is appropriate. Now, here we're talking about, are we talking about ceremony? Are we talking about Ouija board? We're talking about Ouija board. So black magic here can be anything from Ouija board to a full coven ceremony. So here we go, this is a Ouija board. This is probably was it by the previous occupants? No, by somebody before the last 40 years, yes. Okay, so looking for the one item, going to use the grid system, going across the horizontal grid first. Doing it again because I actually was distracted and thinking about the garden. It said no, so it's in the house. Okay. So, I was getting that it's upstairs. Is that right? Upstairs. So it's upstairs in the big bedroom. Now it has been cleared, but I'm going to itemise this. Once we clear that properly, then that'll all be gone and good. Okay. Right. Fine. When I say clear it properly, I mean I've done a high-level clearing, but this is stuff that was relevant for today, so that's absolutely fine. 25. Okay. So, is the property affected by any curses and spells? No. Is the property built or has anything to do with any deconsecrated or sacred ground? No. Are there any spirit lines affecting this property? No. Are there any earth energy channels affecting this property? No. Are there any detrimental earth energy lines going through this property? Yes. How many detrimental earth energy lines go through this property, please? Is it 1, 2? It's 2. Okay, so we're going to go for 3. 2, 3. We're going to go for green, and we're going to mark on here 2 detrimental earth energy lines. So we're going to look at these now, and we're going to go, oh, okay. So we're going to go, okay. I get, interestingly enough, I get the feeling of the office. Oh, okay, so I'm getting another line there. So I've got, just to go through that again. That's there. Right, so does that flow down through this wall? Okay, it does. There. Does it go in, does it actually circle there? So we actually get, oh, does it go straight to that one? No. Does it go via that one? Yes. That's a detrimental earth energy line going through there. That's what I should be doing. So it's going to be something like that. Okay, so is this a spiral? No, it's not. But that goes something like that. I mean, broadly speaking, through there. Can't go at right angles. That's not a right angle. No, you're right. Okay, but something like that. Okay. So that's same place. Right. Okay. So that, and then we're going to go on the vertical. No, we're not. Sorry, I do beg your pardon. That's what it's trying to. I'm being silly. So yes, it's saying. So that's the point, and then I've got to do. Where does that energy line go through? Does it go through this wall? Does it go through this wall? There. So actually, it does just cut that one. It does come straight through here. So, does that line actually bend like that? Yes, it does. Does that line go on? No. I don't know why. But it gives us a point there, which is just in the living room, which is a little bit detrimental. So I'm quite surprised by that, because I didn't expect to find earth energy lines that were a problem. There is quite a lot of negative feeling about the bathroom downstairs. It's not great. It's just decoration wise. So I suppose those might be reflecting that. Earth energy lines tend to capture human emotion and can be influenced by it. Okay. So earth energy spirals, negative earth energy spirals, detrimental earth energy spirals. Are there some? Yes. Can you show me where these are, please? How many are there to start with? Are there more than one? Are there two? Are there three? Are there four? There are four. The detrimental earth energy spiral, doing the grid system, please. Stop in there. Going down there. There. So there's one there, right by the fireplace. In ground floor, it goes up through both floors, so that is clockwise, yes. So that's 31. I want to find another one. There. And right there. Is this clockwise? No, this is anti-clockwise. Okay, right, okay. 32, I know what that is. Okay, interesting. Right, okay, so detrimental earth energy spirals, please. Level with that. This is clockwise. Okay, so we're getting close now to the end. I'm surprised that we've got these lines, but I'm okay with it. Are these anything to do with making tasks difficult? No. Okay, so we're going to plough on. Is the house affected by any detrimental ley lines or holy lines or shamanic lines? Is the house affected by any reversal points? Is the house affected by any sinkholes? Are there any emotional energy points? Yes. How many are there? 10? Yes. Are there more than 10? No. Okay, there are 10. Okay. So that's 10 points, and all of those are actually on the ground floor. Interestingly, a lot of those are actually where I feel less than 100% happy about the way the house is, I suppose. Not in the sitting room as such, but in the other places. So we'll clear those when we do the clearing anyway. Okay, so that's all of the emotional energy points? Yes, it is. Then the power objects. Are there any power objects, detrimental possessions that are adversely affecting us? No. Are there historical place memories that are detrimental to this house? No. Or to the occupants? No. Are there any interdimensional place memories? No. Are there any trapped elementals? Yes. Okay, there are trapped elementals. Are these responsible for making jobs difficult around the house? Right, trapped elementals. Trapped elementals. It didn't actually occur to me that they might be trapped. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, I felt that it was influence of elementals because it's very typical of what might, if you call on elementals to help you, tasks get done easily. Therefore, it makes sense that tasks would be difficult if you were kind of fighting elementals. It didn't occur to me that they'd be trapped, and here it is. I go through this all the time for clients, and it never occurred to me. So, what have we got? We've got earth elementals. Have we got air elementals? Have we got water elementals? We've got air, we've got earth and water, and have we got any fire elementals trapped? No. So we've got earth elementals trapped. Right, okay, so how many earth elementals are trapped? More than 10? No. More than 5? Yes. 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 earth elementals trapped. Bless them. How many water elementals have we got trapped, please? Just 3? Just 3. Okay. So, are there any trapped tree spirits? No. Are there any trapped animal spirits? No. So should we be aware of? No. Okay. And then basically that's it. Very, very quick run through. I would normally spend longer and would be writing down more notes and would be interrogating in more in detail. But fundamentally, what we found is some sluggish detrimental earth energy and some layering of emotional stress points, if you like, which is caused by arguments and misunderstandings and people falling over, actually, in a couple of instances here. What I do now is basically I will sit in meditation and I will ask the management upstairs to clear this, reset the energies in this space, fill it with love and light and compassion, and the whole building will feel a lot lighter. And that's it. I'll let you know how we get on with other stuff and whether jobs and tasks become easier. Hopefully they will. Cheers.